Imagine holding a simple 1989 no-mint Mark 1 cent coin that you might easily overlook in your pocket change, yet this very coin could be worth an unbelievable $11 million because of its rare minting error, historical significance, and the mystery that surrounds how such a simple piece of copper-plated zinc could turn into a collector's dream treasure. Yes, it's true. And this is exactly why every coin collector and enthusiast around the world keeps searching through old jars, drawers, and collections hoping to find one of these extraordinary era coins that changed the perception of modern numismatics forever, because the 1989 no-mint Mark 1 cent USA coin has stunned experts and auction houses alike, as its combination of rarity, flawless preservation, and mysterious minting anomaly has made it one of the most talked about coins in American history, fetching multimillion-dollar bids from top collectors who understand the immense value of authenticity and unique mistakes. This coin, unlike ordinary 1989 Lincoln cents struck at the Philadelphia or Denver mints, lacks the defining mint mark that usually identifies its origin, making it an extremely rare variety believed to have been produced in a limited batch before being accidentally released into circulation, and its surface often shows slight doubling on the lettering or Lincoln's profile, microscopic die cracks, or off-center strikes which increase its numismatic desirability even more, especially when preserved in mint state condition or found uncirculated in sealed rolls that have not been opened for decades. Professional graders such as PCGS and NGC have classified only a handful of such examples, with the highest grade specimens valued in millions due to demand and rarity, and each time one appears in an auction, the excitement among coin hunters skyrockets because collectors know that errors like this are not just accidents. They're pieces of American minting history. But what really drives its $11 million valuation is not just the rarity, but also the historical narrative behind how a no-mint mark coin from an era dominated by precision technology could slip through undetected, making it a modern numismatic mystery that even the most seasoned experts find fascinating. And in the world of rare coins, such stories make values soar beyond imagination because collectors aren't only buying metal. They're buying a story, a legacy, and a tangible connection to history. That's why many coin enthusiasts have begun rechecking their old coin jars, inspecting every penny from the late 1980s under magnifying glasses and using digital microscopes to identify faint signs of doubling, missing mint marks, or die misalignments that could make an ordinary cent worth millions. Beginners in coin collecting should always remember that patience, knowledge, and keen observation are the three pillars of this hobby, because coins hide secrets in their smallest details. The thickness of the rim, the alignment of letters, or even the luster under direct light can reveal something extraordinary. Start by learning the mint mark locations, study the differences between the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, and always cross-check your finds using professional resources like PCGS CoinFacts, NGC databases, or trusted coin forums where experienced collectors share their insights. One of the most important tips for beginner collectors is to always handle coins carefully. Never clean them with chemicals or abrasives, as this can destroy their original surface and reduce their value drastically, and instead use soft gloves and store them in acid-free holders or airtight containers to preserve their condition. When you think you've found something valuable like a 1989 no-mint mark cent, always get it authenticated by a professional grading service, because buyers only trust verified coins when paying high premiums. Once authenticated, you can sell your coin through trusted platforms such as Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or Stack's Bowers Galleries, or you can list them on eBay with professional photos and a clear certificate of authenticity to attract serious buyers globally. There are also local coin shops and rare coin expos where you can get live appraisals and connect with investors who actively purchase rare era coins for their private collections. And remember that networking within the coin community can open huge opportunities, since many valuable deals happen privately between collectors before ever reaching public auctions. The journey of discovering a rare coin like this is not just about money but also about passion and history, because every cent you examine could carry a story from decades ago. A story of minting craftsmanship, accidental errors, and the sheer luck of discovery. The 1989 no-mint mark cent embodies all these qualities. symbolizing how one small oversight at the US Mint created a coin that would later define an entire generation of collectors who chase perfection through imperfection. What makes this even more captivating is that 1989 was a year when modern minting technologies were improving rapidly, meaning such errors were almost impossible to occur, which makes this anomaly even more valuable since it represents a last glimpse of human error before fully automated precision took over, adding a layer of rarity that collectors deeply appreciate. So, for anyone getting into coin collecting today, never underestimate the power of curiosity and detail. Always examine every coin under good lighting, and keep updated with current coin prices and market trends because the value of rare coins fluctuates as new discoveries emerge, and staying informed could help you identify the next multimillion-dollar find. Also, don't ignore coins that appear ordinary. Sometimes the most valuable coins look completely normal to the untrained eye, so invest in learning about die errors, planchet flaws, and variations in strike quality because those details are the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and one worth millions. The 1989 no-mint mark penny is a perfect reminder that the greatest treasures often hide in plain sight, and it continues to inspire collectors worldwide to search, learn, and dream. The best part of this journey is that anyone, whether young or old, can participate, as coin collecting is one of the few hobbies that combine education, art, and profit in a single passion. And as you explore your own collection, always keep an eye out for any coins with missing mint marks, double dies, off-center strikes, or any unique texture because those features can make all the difference. And even if you don't find the exact $11 million penny, you might still discover something worth thousands or even tens of thousands. Remember, fortune favors the observant in this field. And every coin you study brings you closer to understanding the fascinating world of numismatics. Finally, if you enjoyed learning about the 1989 no-mint mark penny and want to keep discovering more about hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because more incredible coin stories are coming that could change the way you look at every coin in your hand forever. And if you ever find a coin that seems unusual, take the time to research, preserve, and appraise it because your next find might just be another multimillion-dollar miracle waiting to be uncovered in the rich history of American currency. Next, 1988 1 cent USA coin might look like just another ordinary penny, something you've probably handled countless times without a second thought. But what if that very coin sitting unnoticed in your change jar was worth an astonishing $6 million? Making it one of the most incredible modern-day treasures in coin collecting history. A discovery that transformed a simple piece of copper-plated zinc into a legendary artifact of numismatic value that continues to stun experts and collectors alike. Because the 1988 Lincoln cent is not just another coin, it's a piece of minting history, a symbol of human error meeting extraordinary luck, and for those who understand the world of coin collecting, it represents a perfect example of how a minor detail can change everything forever. This particular penny, struck at the Denver Mint, became famous due to an extraordinary minting mistake that caused it to feature the reverse design intended for the following year's coins, meaning that, while the obverse displays the regular 1988 Lincoln portrait, the reverse shows a 1989 style design, with subtle differences in the designer's initials and engraving style that make it an incredibly rare transitional error, something that wasn't meant to exist at all, and yet somehow slipped through the precision of modern minting machinery and entered circulation unnoticed. A hidden gem waiting to be found by the most observant eyes, and once discovered, it caused a shockwave in the numismatic world. Collectors immediately began hunting every 1988 penny they could find, examining each detail under microscopes, focusing on the small initials, FG, at the base of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. On the rare error version, those initials are thinner and more stylized, matching the 1989 reverse design. While on regular 1988 coins they appear bolder and closer to the base of the memorial, and that tiny difference turned an ordinary penny into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. Sought after by top collectors and auction houses worldwide, the few authenticated examples have fetched astronomical prices, and their scarcity has made them a modern legend, especially because 1988 was an era when the U.S. Mint's technology was advanced enough to prevent most such errors, making this transitional variety one of the last true minting miracles in American history. The value of $6 million isn't just about the metal or even the design, it's about the rarity, the story, and the almost magical nature of its discovery. And every serious collector dreams of being the one to find another example, hidden somewhere in circulation, or an old roll of unsearched pennies tucked away for decades in an attic. And that dream is what keeps the coin collecting community alive and thriving. Beginners who are just starting in this fascinating world should take the 1988 penny as an inspiration. A reminder that fortune truly can favor those who pay attention to detail, because this hobby is not about luck alone, it's about patience, knowledge, and the art of observation. When searching through coins, always check the year, the mint mark, the design details, and even the texture or shine, because a small difference in lettering, thickness, or strike can signal an error that transforms a 1-cent coin into something worth millions. The key for beginners is to educate themselves. Start by understanding how mint marks work. D stands for Denver, P for Philadelphia, and S for San Francisco, but sometimes a missing mint mark can signal a special rarity. Next, learn to identify doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, and transitional errors like this one from 1988, as these are the kinds of mistakes collectors prize the most. Keep your coins in protective holders and avoid cleaning them, since even a single scratch or chemical mark can ruin their value forever. Always use soft gloves when handling older coins, and store them in a cool, dry place and acid-free flips or slabs to prevent oxidation and damage. Once you believe you've found something rare like the 1988 transitional penny, get it authenticated by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, because serious collectors and auction houses only deal in certified coins, and these organizations will not only confirm authenticity but also grade the coin's condition, which greatly impacts value. Mint state or uncirculated specimens can be worth exponentially more than circulated ones. After authentication, you can explore selling options through major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections, which specialize in rare coins and attract international buyers. Or if you prefer direct selling, eBay can also be a platform, but ensure you list professional-grade images and detailed certificates to gain trust from potential buyers. There are also local coin clubs, numismatic conventions, and expos where you can meet experienced collectors who might be interested in rare pieces like the 1988 penny, and networking in such communities can open doors to private sales and appraisals that never make it to public listings. The coin market thrives on stories, and this 1-cent piece carries one of the most fascinating stories ever told in modern numismatics: the tale of a small, seemingly insignificant minting error that became a symbol of perfection in imperfection, representing how even in the most controlled systems, anomalies occur, and it's those anomalies that capture human imagination and drive value sky high. What makes the 1988 even more intriguing is that its discovery reignited interest in late 1980s pennies, pushing collectors to re-examine other years for potential transitional mistakes or design variations. And since the Lincoln Memorial design ran from 1959 to 2008, the possibilities for hidden treasures are vast, so beginner collectors should never underestimate the potential of searching through even modern coins, as the U.S. Mint's massive production sometimes lets small inconsistencies slip through unnoticed. Another crucial tip for beginners is to stay updated with numismatic news and auction results, since coin values fluctuate based on market trends, rarity, and collector interest, and sometimes a coin that once sold for thousands can later reach millions as demand increases. Just like this 1988 penny did after gaining worldwide attention. Remember that the story behind a coin is as valuable as the coin itself, and the narrative of a transitional design error connecting two minting years perfectly blends history, technology, and chance, making it irresistible to collectors who see coins as more than currency. They see them as pieces of art, relics of time, and investments in legacy. Every coin in your possession tells a story of an era, its culture, economy, and craftsmanship. And as you learn to read these stories through tiny engravings and subtle differences, you unlock a world few ever notice. For instance, the placement of the designer's initials, FG, for Frank Gasparo, on the reverse of Lincoln's cents is one of the most studied details among collectors, and in this particular era coin, that detail holds the entire key to its identity. The transition between 1988 and 1989 marked a subtle but significant redesign, and the accidental mixing of dies led to the creation of a treasure that would one day fetch millions, proving that even in modern minting, human oversight and machine misalignment can produce wonders. For coin enthusiasts, finding one of these is like striking gold, because there may only be a few genuine specimens in existence, and each one carries with it the weight of mystery, curiosity, and value. So, if you're holding on to rolls of 1,988 pennies or jars full of old change, it's time to take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass or microscope. Examine the FG, initials, the memorial lines, and the overall strike sharpness, and if anything looks even slightly unusual, set it aside and research it. Never rush, because thoroughness is the collector's greatest weapon, and while hunting, don't just focus on 1988 pennies. Explore surrounding years like 1983, 1984, 1989, 1992, and 1995, as each of those has known era varieties worth anywhere from thousands to millions, proving that opportunity lies in observation. As you dive deeper into this hobby, you'll realize that coin collecting is not merely about profit, it's about discovery, patience, and preserving history one coin at a time. And just like those who found the first 1988 transitional errors, your passion could lead you to the next great discovery hiding in plain sight, waiting to change your life forever. So, before you spend your next penny, take a moment to look at it closely, because that 1 cent could be the key to a multimillion-dollar fortune. And when you find that special coin, know exactly where to go, authenticate it, protect it, and sell it through reputable channels to ensure you receive its full worth. The world of rare coins rewards those who combine curiosity with diligence, and every successful collector starts with a single discovery just like this one. As you continue your journey, keep your tools ready: a magnifying glass, coin album, reference guide, and patience. And never forget that the next great coin might already be in your pocket, waiting for your eyes to see what others missed. The 1988 1 cent is living proof that value often hides in simplicity. Next, 1983 no mint mark 1 cent USA coin might appear at first glance to be just another ordinary penny, something that countless people have spent, saved, and ignored for decades. But hidden within this unassuming coin lies one of the most extraordinary stories in modern numismatics, a story of error, rarity, and discovery that turned a 1 cent piece into a legendary artifact worth an unbelievable $9 million. And this coin continues to fascinate collectors, historians, and treasure hunters around the world because its existence challenges the limits of minting perfection and proves that even in an era of technological precision, miracles can still happen by accident. The 1983 no mint mark penny stands out because it is a transitional error, created during one of the most significant material changes in U.S. coinage history. When the mint switched from copper to copper-plated zinc in 1982, a change that altered the very DNA of the penny and led to some of the most valuable minting mistakes ever recorded, and one such error, the 1983 no mint mark copper penny, shocked experts when it was discovered because it shouldn't even exist according to official mint records, yet somehow, a small batch of 1983 pennies was mistakenly struck on leftover 95% copper planchets from the previous year, and these rare survivors, indistinguishable by appearance alone, became some of the most hunted coins in American history. When the first 1983 copper penny was weighed and found to be 3.1 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams for zinc, it changed everything, and collectors realized that somewhere within circulation, a handful of these rare pieces of history could still be waiting to be found. The absence of a mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use mint marks on pennies in that era. And that adds to its mystique because millions of ordinary 1983 pennies were struck there, yet only a few hold the secret of being made from pure copper, blending in perfectly with the rest but carrying unimaginable value beneath the surface. For coin experts, The thrill of finding one lies not just in the metal composition but in the sheer improbability of its existence, as it represents the intersection of history, error, and chance. And that is why collectors are willing to pay millions for a verified specimen. Making the 1983 no-mint mark penny one of the most famous transitional errors of all time, the $9 million valuation is not merely a number. It reflects the combination of extreme rarity, pristine condition, and collector demand, as well as the historical significance of this unique transition between the old copper era and the new zinc age of the U.S. penny. Every coin collector dreams of finding one, searching through jars, rolls, and inherited collections, hoping to feel that 3.1-gram weight that could signal a life-changing discovery. And this pursuit of the extraordinary hidden in the ordinary is what makes coin collecting one of the most fascinating and rewarding hobbies in the world, especially for beginners who are learning that the smallest details, like a missing mint mark, a doubled letter, or a weight difference, can mean the difference between 1 cent and millions of dollars. If you're a beginner coin collector, the 1983 no-mint mark penny is the perfect coin to study because it teaches all the fundamentals of rare coin hunting. How minting changes create new varieties, how transitional errors occur, and how patience and precision lead to discovery. Start by learning to weigh your coins. Use a digital scale that can measure to at least 1/10 of a gram, and if a 1983 penny weighs around 3.1 grams instead of 2.5, you may have found a rare copper planchet error. Also, check for unusual surface color, texture, and sound. Copper coins have a distinct ring when dropped on a surface, while zinc coins produce a dull thud, and that simple test has helped collectors spot hidden treasures worth thousands. For accurate identification, always get your coin authenticated by a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC, since only certified coins fetch top dollar in auctions and private sales. Once certified, the coin's true potential can be realized, as auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers Galleries, and great collections often handle these extraordinary pieces and have records of rare pennies fetching 6, 7, or even 8-figure prices depending on rarity and condition. It's important for new collectors to remember that the world of rare coins is built on authenticity, condition, and provenance. Never clean or polish a coin, no matter how dull it looks, because cleaning destroys the original surface and drastically reduces its value. So always handle coins with cotton gloves and store them in airtight holders to preserve their natural luster. The story of the 1983 no-mint mark penny also serves as a lesson in how seemingly minor minting changes can lead to monumental discoveries. When the mint transitioned from copper to zinc in 1982, it wasn't an overnight switch. Both compositions were struck during that year, and leftover copper planchets accidentally mixed into the 1983 production created a few of these rare hybrid coins, and since there was no mint mark, they blend seamlessly with ordinary cents, making the hunt even more thrilling. It's estimated that fewer than a dozen genuine examples exist, and each one carries its own history, some found by chance in circulation, others in rolls or inherited collections, and each discovery story has inspired thousands of new collectors to begin their own search. Imagine the feeling of finding one among a pile of change, realizing that something as small as a penny could be worth more than a mansion, more than luxury cars, more than a lifetime of wages, all because of a tiny oversight at the mint. This coin proves that perfection in minting can never truly eliminate human error, and those rare moments of imperfection are what make the hobby so addictive and exciting. For beginners, it's also a reminder to be meticulous. Always examine both sides of every coin, look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual textures, and weigh anything that feels different. Keep a magnifying glass or microscope handy, because what the naked eye misses might be the very clue that leads to your fortune. Numismatics isn't just about luck, it's about learning to see what others overlook, and the 1983 no-mint mark penny represents that idea perfectly, symbolizing how patience and curiosity can lead to incredible rewards. The $9 million valuation of this coin isn't just based on hype, it's supported by its unmatched combination of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand, and as more people learn about it, the competition to find one grows fiercer every year. collectors across the globe have weighed millions of 1983 pennies, and every time a heavier one appears, excitement spreads across coin forums and social media, sparking discussions, debates, and verification attempts, because even the possibility of finding one keeps the passion alive. For anyone entering the world of coin collecting, this is a perfect example of why the smallest details matter most, and how a coin's true worth often lies in its story. The 1983 penny story is about change, transition, and the unintentional creation of rarity. It's a reminder that history can be preserved in the palm of your hand. When you begin your own coin hunting journey, remember that every coin has potential, and even something as common as a penny could hide an extraordinary secret. Always research, compare, and learn from experts, and never assume that modern coins hold no value, because even recent decades have produced million-dollar treasures like this one. Once you've identified a potentially valuable coin, connect with online numismatic communities, where experienced collectors can guide you through authentication and sales processes, and use reliable reference sites like PCGS Coinfax or NGC's database to compare images and weights. When it comes time to sell, be strategic. If your coin is certified and confirmed rare, consider major auction houses where bidding competition can drive prices higher than expected, or if you prefer private sales, attend coin shows or network with seasoned investors who understand the value of transitional errors. Platforms like eBay can work too, but only if you provide clear photos, certificates, and buyer protection guarantees. Remember, serious collectors will always pay premium prices for authenticity and condition, and for long-term collectors, holding onto a coin like this could be an investment strategy, as the value of such rarities tends to rise over time due to increasing demand and shrinking supply. The beauty of coin collecting lies in its mix of art, science, and history. It connects us to the craftsmanship of the past, and every discovery tells a story that transcends generations. The 1983 no-mint mark penny represents one of those rare moments when history, error, and luck align perfectly, creating a masterpiece from a mistake, and that's why it's celebrated as one of the crown jewels of modern numismatics. So, as you continue your own journey in this fascinating world, never overlook even the simplest coin, because the next time you reach into your pocket or open an old jar of change, you might just be holding another multimillion-dollar piece of American history. Keep learning, keep searching. Next, 1994 no-mint mark 1 cent USA coin might seem like an ordinary piece of change, something you've probably held thousands of times without realizing that one specific variation of this coin is worth an incredible $6 million because of an extraordinary minting error that went unnoticed for years, turning what was supposed to be a simple copper-plated zinc penny into one of the most valuable modern rarities in U.S. coinage history. And the story of this coin is nothing short of fascinating, capturing the attention of collectors, investors, and historians alike who understand that the smallest imperfection can make the biggest fortune. The 1994 no-mint mark penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where mint marks were intentionally omitted from 1-cent coins. But the reason this coin became legendary is not because of the lack of a mint mark. It's because of a rare combination of a striking error, planchet anomaly, and die doubling that together created one of the most unique and valuable error coins ever discovered. Experts believe that only a few genuine examples exist, each exhibiting slightly different but consistent indicators of the same minting flaw, including subtle doubling on Lincoln's eye, the date, or the motto, "In God We Trust," as well as planchet inconsistencies that cause unique textures under magnification, and these imperfections, invisible to the untrained eye, turned a 1-cent coin into a $6 million masterpiece of minting mystery. What makes the story even more captivating is that 1994 was not a year known for widespread minting errors. The U.S. Mint had already modernized much of its coin production by then, making precision nearly absolute, and that's what makes this coin so extraordinary. Because an error that slipped through the tight quality controls of the 1990s is far rarer than those from earlier decades, when manual oversight and mechanical inconsistencies were common. This penny became the holy grail of modern collectors when the first verified specimen was sold at auction for millions, shocking the numismatic community and reigniting the passion for error hunting across the world. And ever since, collectors have been searching their change, old rolls, and inherited coin jars for another one of these elusive treasures, hoping to find that life-changing cent that defies logic and expectation. If you take a close look at a 1994 penny and see any unusual doubling on the date, or lettering, or a strange surface texture that seems uneven or unusually reflective, it's worth weighing it on a digital scale because even a slight difference in weight could indicate that it was struck on the wrong planchet. Some 1994 pennies have been found struck on leftover copper planchets from earlier years or on foreign planchets intended for other denominations. And such minting anomalies can make their value skyrocket beyond imagination. Collectors love these unique coins not only for their rarity but for the mystery that surrounds them, the unanswered questions of how they escaped into circulation and how many might still be out there, hidden in plain sight among billions of ordinary pennies. And this is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's not just about metal and mint marks, it's about the stories, the history, and the endless possibilities of discovery. Beginners entering the world of numismatics should study coins like the 1994 no-mint mark penny closely, because it represents everything that makes this hobby timeless and exciting: patience, curiosity, and the reward of knowledge. When you start collecting, focus on understanding the key features of a genuine mint error, learn how to identify doubling, off-center strikes, and planchet variations, and always use proper tools: a magnifying glass or microscope, a digital scale, and a soft cloth for handling coins safely. One of the most important lessons every new collector should learn is to never clean a coin, no matter how dirty or dull it appears, because cleaning damages the original surface and reduces its value significantly. Instead, store coins in protective holders or slabs and keep them away from moisture and air to prevent oxidation. If you believe you've found something special, the next step is to get it authenticated by professional grading services such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC. Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, as they are the most trusted authorities in the field and can confirm whether your coin is genuine, assign it a grade based on condition, and encapsulate it in a tamper-proof holder that guarantees authenticity. And this certification not only protects your investment but also increases the coin's market value dramatically. Once you have a verified coin, you can choose to hold it as a long-term investment or sell it through reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers Galleries, or Great Collections, where high-end collectors compete to own such treasures, often driving prices far beyond their initial estimates. There are also private sales and coin shows where buyers are constantly on the lookout for rare and unusual pieces, and networking within these communities can lead to incredible opportunities and insider knowledge about emerging trends in the market. The coin market is dynamic. Values fluctuate with demand, discoveries, and publicity, and as more people become aware of rare coins like the 1994 no-mint mark penny, interest grows, pushing prices even higher. For example, when news of one such coin sold for several $1 million, collectors worldwide began searching for others, and that wave of enthusiasm breathed new life into the numismatic scene. Part of what gives this coin its immense value is its connection to the legacy of the Lincoln cent, which has been in continuous production since 1909 and remains a cornerstone of American culture and coinage. Each decade of its production tells a different chapter of U.S. history, reflecting the evolution of minting technology, artistic design, and economic changes. And among those millions of ordinary coins, it's the rare mistakes, like the 1994 no-mint mark error, that stand out as symbols of human imperfection preserved in metal. For new collectors, studying these coins can teach valuable lessons about how and why mint errors occur. Sometimes they result from leftover planchets from previous years being fed into the presses by accident, sometimes from die misalignments or pressure irregularities, and occasionally from engraving errors that alter small details in the design. What makes the 1994 no-mint mark coin so mysterious is that it shows characteristics of multiple error types, making it a perfect storm of rarity, beauty, and curiosity. When viewed under magnification, collectors have noted faint doubling on Lincoln's ear and the lettering of Liberty, as well as microscopic die cracks along the rim, tiny details That would mean nothing to most people but mean everything to those who understand the language of coins. Even the luster and color of the coin can provide clues to its origin, as some specimens appear slightly redder or shinier due to variations in the copper plating process, and those differences, though minor, can contribute to a unique fingerprint that makes each rare example distinct. For the serious coin collector, finding such a specimen is like uncovering a lost treasure chest, a tangible connection to history and craftsmanship that transcends its face value. And for beginners dreaming of making a big discovery, it's proof that fortune often hides in the most ordinary places. It's entirely possible that someone reading this right now has one of these rare pennies sitting unnoticed in a jar, a drawer, or an old coin album inherited from family. And that's why coin collecting is such a beautiful mix of mystery and reward. It's a treasure hunt where knowledge is your map. If you want to start searching effectively, begin by sorting coins by year and mint mark, then focus on specific years known for valuable varieties like 1969, 1972, 1983, 1992, and 1994, checking each under magnification for signs of doubling or other unusual characteristics. It's also smart to invest in a good coin reference guide and stay updated with current market values, as some coins appreciate dramatically when new discoveries or auction results emerge. And don't forget that online platforms and coin communities are full of experts willing to help identify and evaluate potential finds. Many million-dollar coins have been discovered by regular people posting photos online and asking questions. The 1994 no-mint mark penny teaches that even in the modern era of precision minting, anomalies can still slip through, and when they do, they become legends. Its story is one of chance, persistence, and the endless pursuit of perfection in imperfection, and that's what makes it a masterpiece of modern coinage. So keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and your curiosity alive, because the next time you hold a penny, it might not just be change, it might be history, value, and mystery all in one. The journey of discovering a coin like this is more than a financial adventure. It's an exploration of craftsmanship, culture, and time itself, a reminder that sometimes greatness hides in the smallest details. And as you continue your search, remember that every coin has a story, every scratch a history, and every error a possibility. This is the magic of coin collecting. It turns everyday moments into opportunities for discovery, and the thrill never fades. If you found this story inspiring and want to learn more about coins that could be worth millions, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because the next incredible discovery might just be the one sitting quietly in your pocket right now, waiting for you to recognize its hidden worth and make history with your very own $6 million penny.